All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Dave. This is Dave Splains, and I'm holding something. All right, good evening. I thought I'd bring this up, the Lordum Grow Light. Now, I got these because they're a little bit bigger. A lot of these come with like 48 lights. I believe these come with 72 each. And it's a ring light. I understand. You could probably use it. Well, I could probably use it for a key light. Lord knows I could use one. I did bring this up in another video, but I don't even know if I'm going to make or put that video out because it was more like an update video where I'm just talking about all the different things that's going on here. So I got these because I was looking into getting a new plant shelf made a little bit better out back here and everything, and I was looking at one with a hanger. So it went 5-tier shelf on this side where it was kind of like at an angle, so each shelf got a little bit bigger, a little bit further out, so it would still catch a lot of light from above, which we are looking to upgrade here. But then there was on the other side, and that was like maybe the 1 foot by 1 foot thing, maybe 16 inches wide. The other side was that was like a third of it. So then the other 2/3 was a shelf at about 5 feet 3 inches, and then a hanger, a bar for hanging, which I have a couple of hanging plants. My mint and one of my gingers is currently in a hanging pod. But I mean, I plan on expanding. But I'm thinking like, oh, I could mount some of these lights to underneath that shelf and get, directly, a little bit closer to the hanging plants. Well, that hanging plant, that's going to completely block the light from below. Any plants that I put on that bottom shelf, because there's another shelf, it's like a couple feet below. Man, I keep forgetting to say like and subscribe, don't I? Should probably do that. That last shelf the light would be completely blocked by the hanging plants. So I was looking around for some fun ideas, and I found this light. And what I like about this light, one was the price. I believe this was originally like $32, $34, and with 25% off coupon on Amazon. But I liked it because it was a light that could be adjusted directly over a plant, and I could take this, and this is the spike that it comes with. It doesn't come with a stand, so I don't have to worry about. There were ones with stands, but the stand was like maybe 3 inches wide and 6 inches long, and I'm sitting here thinking, so the pot that sits on that is going to be off balance already, and then on top of that, it's going to be kind of, you're hanging something up here 3 inches of a base, even if it's like a lead base, that's going to topple over. So I didn't want any of that stuff. I just wanted what I wanted. And the space underneath the hanging plants was like this big open space for like 2 or 3 pots that you could just put in there right up next to each other. But then you got, in large pots. I'm talking like my 10-gallon root pot bags would fit underneath there. So I thought this would be the option I would use, where I could stick it nice and deep into the soil. And I love this expanding thing. It's so like my childhood, like every remote control car had this. Every remote control boat, every remote control anything had this big antenna. Radios, boom boxes and everything would have these big antennas and everything. I have a world band radio, and that thing had a smaller antenna than this, but still, the thing was huge. But I really like that, you know, you just screw it in and it spins, it goes up and down. I just found out it comes with this wrench, and I'm going, well, what does this wrench go for? And it comes right over to here, to this, where you can actually twist this out, and it looks like you can actually mount this to a tripod, which is great, but I don't want to. I want this to just run. Now, I do wish it didn't spin so freely. The other one doesn't spin as freely, and maybe it's just because it's compacted. That might be it. It's just, it's loose at the top still. I was goofing around with this earlier because of this, and it looks like I scratched this plastic, which I don't think this is plastic. I think this is metal, and it's powder coated. So, I mean, kudos for construction, because look at that. That's a little bit of shine right there on the rim. I really like, you know, it comes with a plug, regular AC plug, and that's really cool. It is a 12 volt 1.5 amp plug, standard 5 millimeter by 2.5 millimeter AC plug, and that is neat because I'm going to put this in with my tomato plant here that could use a little bit more light. Just going to stick it in and then adjust the height. Ooh, I might have to two-hand this one. There we go. And then I can plug it in to the main power supply here. It's not a very long plug, but the rest of the plug is, I mean, the rest of this line is just huge. You can put this you can string, I don't even know. I want to say this is like 8 feet total, which is, you know, grow tent people know that's pretty important. And then it has a control where it's either on or off. Currently it's on. You can dim it. It only has 25, 50, 75, and 100%, so it's going to go right back up. And then you've got a timer. Now the timer I really like because it has it really, really tiny, color coded, but 4 is green, 8 hours is blue, and 12 hours is red. And it starts with 12 hours. So now it's on 12-hour timer. Now it's on 8-hour timer. Now it's on 4-hour timer. That is so awesome that they bothered to do that. So I'm gonna turn off the timer here. And I do have one more awesome thing that I like. So that 5 millimeter by 2.5 millimeter option. Oh, that's the plug. We don't want to do that. It does afford a few possibilities. Now this is a USB-C to 2.5 by 5 millimeter. I think it might be 5.5 millimeter. Now that I think about it, I'll have to look. Connector. So I can actually put in this adapter and then hook up a USB-C and So I do like that versatility. If you're interested in this adapter, they're like $6.88 on Amazon. I bought a couple because I thought it would be neat to power my monitor, my computer monitor, through via USB-C. So yeah, I thought I would just try it, and it turns out that it works. So I'll have to put a link in the description both for the Lordum Grow Light and the USB-C to 2.5 millimeter adapter. There are some downsides to this, and it's really only one that I have found so far, because I haven't really had the opportunity to test this out too much. It does have a pretty wide angle. So the first one I was using, I actually went off to the side a little bit, like this, and I was getting both my onions and my tomato. I was trying to share them so that I had the ability to do this video with just one of these, because I did get a 2-pack. So with like 25% off, I think these cost about $14 each. But I mean, this is only 25%. I just realized. No, that's 100%. All right. This covers my entire bush of a tomato plant here. You know, so like everybody else shows their stuff. Like it shows the entire. It's hitting over here, in these leaves. So it's not doing the greatest over here. Obviously, might have to turn it, but yeah. So my one downside is that the power for this entire tent is on an automatic switch that goes off at 10 o'clock. And when that happens, this thing gets reset. So it doesn't just come on. I have to actually come in here and hit the power button. And that's the biggest problem, is that I can't set this on a timer. I have to keep the main power to this tent on, so that I can set the 12-hour timer, and then it'll just kick on and off every 12 hours. So right now I'm going to put it on 8 hours here. Well, I'm going to turn it off. I have to come back in the morning and hit the button again, which is always fun. If you want the thing to run from 7:30 to 7:30, then you have to be down here at 7:30 to set it. So that's not the end of the world. If I wanted to run to 5:30 to 5:30, that would be ridiculous. I run all of my other lights at 16 hours, and these only go 12. That's the big downside, is that I cannot set this the same way. Either that, or every morning I would have to turn it on and turn it off, and that's not what the automation part is for. Other than that, this has been on for a while. It actually is. Wow, that's actually a little bit concerning. Oh, so I am noticing that when it's connected to this USB-C adapter, that this one is warmer and this one is cool to the touch. So probably should use the plug that it came with. And again, see, look at that. It's not on. Oh, wait, is it? No, it's not on. And that's the big problem. You know, you lose that on-off thing. That's my only real gripe about it. Other than that, I think it's a really neat thing. I'll have to keep you updated on how well it works. I might go a little bit higher. I think this expands out to about 3.5 feet, but don't quote me on that. And I suppose if I wanted to do a little bit better, I could get right next to the plant with the spike, but I don't want to ruin any roots, which is nice with this spike because the spike is offset, so you can go further away from the root structure. Yeah. So if you're interested in this, I like it so far. I do feel that plants are starting to do a little bit better with some more direct light. I'm a little bit worried about this tomato plant because they say if it's not fruiting, or the fruit isn't turning red, to reduce the water. And when it was outside, it was raining a lot, and now it's been inside, and there were a couple of days where I thought, I mean, it had recently rained, this thing should have been soaked all the way through because it was a heavy rain. I thought I could have a few days, and now all these tomatoes are turning red, and I'm freaking out thinking that I did something. And I did do something. I went through and I got all of the browning and dying leaves, and I pulled them off, and there was a lot. And I think maybe that might be doing something as well, because you're supposed to remove all these smaller fruit that you don't think is going to make it. But that's, I mean, I feel that that's a rule that you would have for, sorry, found a Sharpie and I don't want my kids to find it. I've already been through that mess. That's the big thing, or that's the thing that I'm worried about right now. Well, anyway, they say to remove a lot of the undersized fruit that's never going to make it. I feel that that's something that should be that's for plants that are planted into the ground outside, where you're determined on the environment that determines your time available to you. This is a potted plant. It's in a grow tent now. This thing will be at 70 degrees at least all the way going into Christmas if I wanted to. So I think the other thing is that because I removed the leaves, it's kind of like removing the undersized fruit, and that might be turning some of these plants, some of these tomatoes red. And I am getting some good growth on these smaller ones. I'm just a little bit concerned at this point. Oh, look at that. I'm even getting new ones. So, yeah. Other than that, I guess I'll see you in the next one.